What's up, everybody? This is Podcast Gameoverse episode 072 for Tuesday, June 8th. I am Wasabi Ice Cream. My dude, my boy, Ricky is here. What's up?
Yo, what up? It's Rick. It's a boring name. Wasabi Ice
Yeah,
Cream and Rick.
I know. We were saying that you need to devise a new,
I know. I'm thinking of something. I'm thinking
yeah,
of
you got
something.
something cooking?
Yeah, maybe I'll just go by Retro Bite. That's what I've had. That's what the show was called that I was working on when I started this thing. That's what my Twitch handle is.
Yeah.
Might just go with Retro Bite. We'll see how I feel though.
Yeah,
To
speaking
spitball
of
some
names,
ideas.
we were talking earlier that I came up with a name for my first
Oh,
album.
it's so good. It's such a good name. Like I'm kind of jealous I didn't come up with it.
I kind of don't want to say it now because like someone's gonna steal my idea, or maybe someone already has it. I don't know. I didn't look it up, but my first album was gonna be called Slappers Only. If you ever played GoldenEye, you're probably familiar with Slappers Only. It's the mode in multiplayer where you can only use the chop. If you like drop all your weapons, you get a chop move. And it's in Perfect Dark too. You can actually like unarm people with the chop in Perfect Dark, but that mode is called Slappers Only. So I'm like, oh my god, the perfect fucking album title. So that's happening. That's
Such a good
inspired me
name.
to craft more like beats. But then I want someone to like spit on it. You know what I'm saying? Like I need like a spitter to bless the beats with some rhymes. But that's for another time. Uh, Terrible show lined up for you guys today. Not E3 is upon us
Oh, I
almost,
know. That's gonna be
and
so we're gonna have a bit of a content drought, but once E3 hits, man, oof, oof. We're
yeah,
gonna have these shows are gonna like double, triple in length, man.
which yeah, it's that I think it starts like next Sunday. I
Yep.
think
I think the
so.
first presentation is gonna be Nintendo on the 14th, I think. I don't think they're doing E3. I think they're just having like a Nintendo Direct or something. I'll have to double check, but
Or they're having a direct, but it's during like the E3
yeah.
window. I think
I
they
think
even said E3
X
in their tweet.
yeah, I think Xbox is doing something on like the 16th. Joker's like a new Smash character, maybe. It's about time they announced a new Smash Brothers character. It's been a couple months since what was the last one? Pyra and Mithra. So have to wait and see. I'm
Yeah,
excited. Anytime Nintendo has a direct, I'm like, show me that shit. And
maybe they'll give us fucking what's that game that everyone what's that bug game, the bug rogue, the Dark Souls beetle game. The hell's that game
what
called?
the fuck are you talking about, dude? Dark Souls Beetle game?
Did every time Nintendo comes out and they're about to tease something, everyone thinks it's that game. Uh, and I'm like, I had no idea people were that. Um, what the hell is that game called? Why am I forgetting the name of that game? You know what I'm talking about. Joker knows what I'm talking about. It's a
I was gonna say,
beetle.
don't fucking ask me. I don't know what the fuck you're
It's
talking
like
about.
dark. It's a 2D side scrolling Dark Souls, but everything's a bug. Everything's a beetle. Uh,
Are you
yeah.
fucking talking about? Hold on.
Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight.
Just say you fucking talking about Hollow Knight? That's not. I mean, that's okay. I
Um,
mean, I guess you're not wrong.
No, it's a great game, but I just didn't know there was this like underground fucking like fervorance of people who were just dying for more shit from that shit.
Well, what's Nintendo
Okay.
gonna do? Is it like
I don't know, but every time Nintendo Direct comes out, there's this Twitter just lights up like, how the fuck? Oh shit! Where's Hollow Knight? And I'm like, why? First of all, where's all this Hollow Knight shit coming from, and why Nintendo?
that's
Oh,
what I understand. Like, they think it's coming to Smash or
you
something.
know what? Oh, you know what? Not a bad. Wouldn't be a bad fit actually. Well, you mentioned that. Would not be a bad fit.
I'd be okay with it. I think Shovel Knight would fit better though, but
Well, Shovel Knight's and everything. I think he's
he
already in
is and
Smash
everything.
as like a
Oh, you're right. I
assist.
think he's a trophy.
Yeah.
Or no, he isn't. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Um, I would love to see more on that Game Builder Garage, but that's coming out in like 3 days. So
Yeah.
there's really not a lot to talk about once it comes out.
Um, I didn't play any video games, so let's just move on to no, I did play. I play a little bit, but I didn't like. I wasn't street. I checked out that Mech Warrior game because it's on Game Pass, and I was like, I just want to like try something. That game is like, kind of okay.
Back
Like, I'm
Warrior
not.
game?
I'm not into mechs. What's it called? Mech Warrior 5, Ultimate Destruction, All Stars, PlayStation. Mech Warrior
Plus
5
Alpha.
Mercenaries. MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries. It's on Game Pass, and I was just like, I kind of want to look at this. It's very interesting.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's very interesting. It's a co-op game. It's a four-player co-op game
Oh shit.
where it just throws you into a bunch of randomly generated maps and scenarios, and you just kind of just go and you just kind of just take it like kind of like imagine Command and Conquer, but all the maps are like randomly generated, and it's four-player co-op, and it's first-person mech action.
That's pretty cool. I can dig it.
It's I didn't actually get to play with other people because I don't know if there was no one playing or the matchmaking was just bad, or but you can play with AI. So I kind of just jumped into like you could just quick start, and I just jumped into a thing,
Yeah.
and it controls like you would expect a mech game to control. Like it's
All right.
got different firing modes, different tiers of firing modes. So you can say, here's stage one, where it's my missiles and my laser, and then here's stage two, where it's just my lasers. Stage three is just my missiles, and I've got like a quick stage where I'm on cooldown now because there's like an overheat mechanic if you're firing too much, and it controls like a turret where you can look in a different direction when you're walking. So, which I guess that's how most video games work. Now that I'm saying that, but no, it controls like a tank where if you're holding forward, you walk forward and you can look in a different direction and
Yeah.
still hold forward and walk forward. So it controls like that, or it's like very mech like. And there's different, there's like 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 1,000 different mechs you can customize. Uh, but they all have like, look, I don't know shit about mechs and shit, but maybe I'll like stream this at some point because it's hard. It's very hard to explain if you're not like looking at it. But
Yeah, definitely stream it. I'll check it out. Sounds cool.
I didn't intend on playing it, so I didn't like stream it at all. But it's actually interesting. If I have someone to play with, maybe it'll be better. But
I'll be down. Speaking of Game Pass, did you ever get that EA Play shit sorted out?
no, no, fuck
Damn.
no. Um,
Damn.
and I never will. I mean, they pretty much told me to go suck my own dick because they're not going to do anything about it.
That is a bummer.
So
Fucking all kinds of shits on there right now. Fucking A Way Out is on EA Play now. Fucking
I
they
mean,
got Crisis
it's
on
not
there,
like
Burnout Remastered.
it's not like I can't just pirate those games. I mean, I could, uh, but or I could just buy them. Of course, that's
Or
also
just buy
an
them, yeah.
alternative. But I don't know. Giving EA my money at this point when they've pretty much told me to
Told
go,
you to go fuck yourself.
yeah. And anyone else who's fucked in the same way I am, it's not like it's just me. I'm sure there's a bunch
Yeah.
of people who are just completely locked out of their shit because that same shit. I would assume that's a very common thing of just some random asshole breaking into your Xbox account, buying FIFA shit, and then because it's not I didn't foresee that shit happening. It's not like I'm gonna go buy FIFA and do this shit myself. So, uh, yeah. So, yeah. Fuck EA still.
Well, I haven't been playing anything new. I'm still playing the Mass Effect collection. I just got into Mass Effect 3 a couple days ago, and Mass Effect 3 is the one I played the least. But it's still a fucking solid game. Like, I'm impressed with how well your choices carried into Mass Effect 3, and it's the only like end of the world doomsday game that actually feels like it. And what's funny is that since we just went out through our own like end of the world doomsday thing for the last like what year and a half, the parallels are very very uncanny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of it like hits too close to home seeing that, and I'm like, ooh. Like the only unrealistic thing about it is that everyone's willing to work with each other instead of being selfish.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, that doesn't fucking happen. Saw it firsthand. But no,
Here's
Mass
the
Effect's still good.
Death Stranding mention of the podcast. That game. If you're talking about parallels, that game, ultimate parallel. Like he knew. Mass
Really?
Effect 3. That Mass Effect 3 is also the one I played the most because
Yeah.
that was the one I had. Or was it 2 that I played the most? I don't remember.
Two is like
Three.
everyone's favorite, but three's still pretty solid. The combat's way better in three. I think it's the best in three.
Yeah, yeah. I guess that was the one I played the most because that was when I really just had nothing to do and all the time in the world, and I had all the DLC. I remember that was the one with like the Shadow Broker, right?
Oh, the Shadow Broker DLC was in the second one.
Okay, then the second one. That's the one I played the most.
That the second one's everyone's favorite because it's such an obvious improvement over one, and the story itself is like building up to something so great. And
But like the
three,
characters, I remember the
yeah,
most in that one too. Like I remember Jack was badass.
yeah, Jack's cool.
Um, yeah, it had a bunch of characters that I remember the most from that one too.
And Mass Effect 3 is really cool because like all those arcs, which is why I love about it, all those arcs like pay off at the end of Mass Effect 3. Everything you've been building up to really does pay off in Mass
Yeah.
Effect 3.
Well, that
And
was
not gonna talk about the ending, but
I missed out on all that. I think I finished that game before they fixed it. So,
I did too. And I was disappointed.
my journey through Mass Effect, I didn't really care about the ending. So that's I need to go through those games again
They're
at some
good, man.
point.
The fucking Legendary Collection's definitely worth it. $60. I think you can get it on like Green Man Gaming for like 50.
Yeah, like 2 was like the perfect. I did play 2 the most, and I feel like that was perfect because it it's a good introduction. Like it's a really good like starting over point for Shepard, but it also is just like it's good standalone. Like 2 is good standalone,
It
and I think
is.
that's why I like invested so much time. That's why I remember it so much so fondly.
It is. It's great standalone. It's better piggybacking off of one and those choices you made. But if
Yeah,
you've never played one and jump right into two, it's still pretty solid.
yeah,
And with three, like fuck, dude, the shit they carried over. Like there are some quests in three where characters that I've helped out and choices I've made in one, like all combine to like make it happen. It's insane. Like, okay, minor spoiler, there's this mission where you find this side character who's kind of bugging you through all three games. He's like a super fan of yours. And if you're super nice to him, he does like one more bumbling idiot thing and you kind of talk him into like, hey, this thing's fucking dumb what you're doing. And you talk to him and he's like, I'm sorry, I screw everything up. And you're like, dude, how about you like try helping out that's not like, shooting people or like trying to be me? Like, what can you do? And he's like, oh, I'm not much. I'm just I have a doctorate in xenotechnology. And we're like, wait a minute, we're trying to build like an alien super weapon, and you have a doctorate in alien technology.
yeah. You
And
know,
it's like, and if it was that one thing, you'd be like, okay, cool. But then he's like, yeah, I wrote my dissertation on it. Let me call up my contact. He's working on something right now that might help you out. My contact's Gavin, and you're like, oh, Gavin? You mean the guy who I did this side quest for in the first game? Yeah, he's a friend of mine. Let him know I need the help. And he's like, okay, he sent over his paperwork. Oh, but it's written in this weird alien language. It's written in like an old dialect. I can't translate it. Oh, I happen to have a writing in that same dialect that I found in the first game. Here you go. Oh, I need a
Nice.
license to read it. Oh, I happen to own that license. And this is all stuff you fucking did in the first game.
He's like
Like
the
it's
MacGuffin.
crazy. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. And this isn't like the game told me like, hey, buy this license because it's gonna come in handy later, or do this side quest for this guy. Like, it's just stuff that came up. And it gets to the point where like someone's life gets saved because you helped out someone in the first game. And it was like a side quest. It wasn't like a main story quest. Like this game rewards you for if you play through the first two games, did as much of the side content as you can. It rewards you for that perseverance and helping people. It's really cool. And it's something I forgot. Like up until the ending, which I'm not going to talk about. Like, you really do feel like these choices you've made for the past like two games before that, like really do matter. And I love it. It's still good. Even now, like as I'm talking about it, like I want to go back and play it right now. Like it's still, I have that same giddiness I had when I first played it when I was like, God, I was like 18, 19 when that game came out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's a good trilogy of video games right there.
fantastic trilogy. Just released a patch for the Legendary Collection that fixed some of the weird issues that the Legendary Edition had at launch. So go check it out, everybody. I always recommend it. Go buy that Legendary Collection. It's like $60, 50 on Green Man Gaming
Yeah.
for 3 awesome games and all the DLC. Go fucking play it. It's worth it.
Joker in the chat says what a Mass Effect. Uh
Ah,
yeah, he says that in the chat, just like you can. If you go to gameverse.com/twitch or gameverse.com/YouTube or gameverse.com/discord, chat with us because we do this live.
yep. Do it live. We can answer questions just like Jokers if you're here with us.
Who also said who still plays FIFA? Which you would be surprised, Joker. Uh, I mean, that was my question back in 2012 when my account was hacked. I was like, who the fuck plays FIFA? Turns out people who are in it just for the gambling. Just for the gambling. They will hack your account just to use your account to gamble with. So that's who plays FIFA.
And we do some news here, and even though it's been pretty light for the past couple like week or so, there's still some stuff to go over. CG Project Red's ransomware data has been leaked, and if you guys remember, back in February there was a cyber attack on CG Project Red, which people believe was a Hello Kitty ransomware. The hackers put up stolen source code for sale on a Russian language forum. They did threaten Cyberpunk with leaks and that they would sell their information. They didn't get this payout. Cyberpunk never paid out. So now we have some of that leaked info, and it's pretty interesting. Some of the shit that we got here.
Yeah. So from
Um,
what I understand, uh, the whole thing leaked, and then some of
yeah,
the people who were scrubbing through it found, I guess, some of the testers or in house. They made their own
like
bug montage.
yes, with music and everything.
Yeah, which I mean, just does Chromcat work for does Chromcat work for CD Projekt? Because this is like very on point. There's
It
some
really
nudity in
is.
this, but I'm gonna
Oh
show it
yeah.
anyway.
It's
But
it's pretty interesting. I saw through it too, and I actually found out that like bug lists aren't too uncommon in game development, and some, bug testers will make a video montage like showing off bugs and stuff need to
yeah,
be
well they
worked
did it.
on.
They do it for a lot of times. They just release it like for fun. I know they did one for God of War. They did like a little. Here's how buggy our game was while we were developing it. and just released like a little montage of bugs. But it wasn't like that when it released though. That game was polished as fuck. So
Yeah, which is astounding to me because I think people scrubbed through the data, and this was like in 2020. This bug
yeah,
montage put together. So this was like the game. When did the game release? Like November 2020.
yeah,
So within that same year, all this like bullshit got cleaned up, which astounds me that they were able to clean up as much, even though the game was still a fucking mess. Like the state it was in, like this, literally the same year, is astounding to me. They
yeah.
were able to clean up as much as they were, but at the same time, though, we saw the fucking mess it was in the same year it was supposed to come out. So like that kind of tells me that maybe the devs and the public, well, the devs definitely knew, but the publishers probably knew too what status this game was in before it released.
Making video games is hard. So especially with what they were trying to make here, the only problem was they released it like this instead of saying, "Hey,
Yeah,
let's take our time with this. Let's make sure it's as crisp, as gives the
I
people what they
agree.
want."
I agree,
Uh,
and that's what's so shitty about it is that like, ah, they shouldn't have released it the way it was. And I know hindsight's 2020, but they didn't have. There's no hindsight here to look into. Like they knew how bad it was when it was releasing.
yeah.
Like, look at the status of this. Like, this could have, even if this montage was like in January, because it's dated for 2020. I don't know when in 2020. Let's say early 2020 January. That's still 11 months before release date. That the game will look like this. That is insane to me. I'm impressed they were able to clean up as much as they were able to, but at the same time, it's like, God, they should have delayed this game, and they knew they needed to delay this game, but they never did.
Um, I they say there's still members of the team working on it. A small group of people still working on it because I think they've moved on to like their next project. So, but there's still people over there working on it. I hope it gets to where they want it to get, but
I do
I don't
too.
think I don't think it will ever get to where I want it to get.
I think so too. Like, I'll
So,
probably pick it up once they like patch it out a bit and it's cheap, but I am not interested in looking at it now.
yeah.
Despite the changes they made, it's still buggy as shit. And it's still a really, God, these are so funny. My God, look at this shit. God, if Chromecast had like released this, I see what you mean. If Chromecast had like released this, I would
It's
have
the
been,
it's the it's the music and the audio clips on
yeah,
top of
dude.
it. I'm like, oh, you guys really just wanted to make like this a super memey fucking thing because they even have like the cyberpunk theme with like the flute on it. You know how they do the flute shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you guys really just
Bunch of fucking meme lords on here, dude. Like, it's great.
Dark Sage 9117 has a question for this panel. Uh, yes, caller, go ahead. Caller, go ahead.
While we're waiting on our caller to ask his question, there were some censorship flags. And so what exactly is this? These censorship flags here.
So okay, so I have a little bit of experience with uh, coding. So what this is they set what's called flags in the
All
code.
right.
So when you and they're just numbers. So you know how remember in like PS3 and PS4 might do this too. Remember how it had like parental control
Yeah.
numbers and you can say okay, this is a 1, this is a 2, this is a 3. That's basically kind of what this is. Where
Okay.
with depending on what region they're releasing in or what they need to hide or censor or whatever, they just put those like
Gotcha.
on a like a number flag, and then
Gotcha.
the higher they go, they can just put that number in in the code somewhere and say, okay, this is a 7, so this is what's gonna be censored. But they're one for, so they got one for nudity, over sexualization, sexually suggestive stuff, homosexuality, gore,
Which
drugs,
is really
religion.
interesting to me because like the whole point of this game is like, it's a cyberpunk future, anything goes. Nobody
Yeah,
cares who you're fucking or what you're fucking.
yeah.
So it's kind of weird to me that,
But
we have to.
there's some regions that are very
Yeah.
restrictive. I know like Australia hates everything.
Oh
Like
yeah.
sorry if you're a gamer in Australia, but like you get the short end of the stick a lot of the time. So but they got a flag in here for China that I guess in their little it's nothing like huge or anything. I think it's funny actually. They called it the little name they used for it is Censor Winnie the Pooh,
I love it.
which is yeah.
That's funny.
Dark Sage came in with a paragraph in the chat here.
Yeah,
He
I
says,
read through it. Oh, you want to read it? Go ahead.
well, I want to read it for people who are just listening. He says, rumor has it that the new Call of Duty is supposed to be an alternative history of World War II where the war never ended. As a fan of Call of Duty, I'm wondering, do you think they would go down the route of the Man and the High Castle universe? Will they dare to make a game where the Allies are defeated by the Axis? What exactly can you do for an alternate World War II game that makes sense if the war never ended? I don't know if you know this, Dark Sage 9117,
I know where you're
but
going with this. I know where you're
you,
going with
you know
this.
where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
There has been a very successful alternate World War II game where the war never ended. If you've ever played the new Wolfenstein games, uh, extremely good games. Actually, some of my favorite FPS game
Same.
ever.
Same.
Uh, those games actually take place in a America where the Nazis are like in control. Um, so it's like an alternate America where you're trying to like liberate the Nazis. Um, in the first two games, and it's actually they actually have a lot of like alternate history. You actually run into Jimi Hendrix in the first game,
Oh yeah.
uh,
I
and
love that whole scene, by the way. Like,
yeah, that game for if you never played it. Oh, hold on, plane passing by. Hold on.
yeah, but yeah, they're really good games, and there's some cool alternate history stuff there. And the game is people don't want to admit it, but what I love about Wolfenstein is the game's very political, despite what people want to believe about it. Like the whole Jimi Hendrix scene that Wasabi was talking about. Jimi Hendrix isn't exactly like responsive to Blaskovich and what he's trying to do. And when you call him out on it, like, dude, what's your problem? He flat out tells you, like, dude, like a black man in America, things weren't great for me before the Nazis showed up, but they're not going to be great after the Nazis leave either. And it's really cool. But I feel like if they did a alternate history World War II where the war never ended, it'd probably be something similar to that, but more
Yeah,
grounded. You probably won't see like a mecha Hitler, like robot dogs or something, but or
yeah.
zombies.
And I'm not the
But
biggest fan. I'm not the biggest fan of Call of Duty. In fact,
me neither.
The Call of Duty games that I really like are the ones that the Call of Duty fans really hate. Like I think Advanced Warfare was by far the best one they've done before the new Modern Warfare. I think Modern Warfare is like the new standard now, but before that, I loved like all the movement options, the mech suits, the wall running, the jumping and shit. It was basically like Titanfall. Uh, like after Titanfall had come out. So I don't know if my opinion on Call of Duty matters to one who is in love with that franchise, but uh, yeah, I think they could do like an alternate World War II, but see, they Call of Duty likes to take itself a little too seriously, so I don't know if
What's fun is they like to take themselves a little too seriously, but at the same time, like not seriously enough by being like this
yeah
action spectacle. So
yeah
here's what I would like to see. Here's what I would like to see, and I know they're not going to do it. I would love to see an alternate history where World War II never ended, and I don't mean like, oh, the the allies were lost to the Axis powers. I mean, like the war's still going. Like there's no clear winner. I want like 2021, but we're still at war with the Axis powers. I want to see what the world looks like at that point. Are Japanese internment camps still a thing? You know,
Yeah,
what do relationships look like for the rest of the world after like God, what, like 70, 60 years of like conflict? You know,
yeah.
I would love to see something like that, you know, where this war's still going on, what the economy looks like with that, what normal citizens feel like growing up
Again,
in
there's
a
some
world with conflict. They're never gonna do that.
there's
They're never gonna
yeah
do something like that.
there's
Yeah.
interesting ideas they could explore, but I don't trust the Call of Duty writers to.
Yeah.
I mean,
Same.
look, I haven't played a Call of Duty game in a long time, so I don't know what kind of stories they write now. But I don't think they have the capacity to pull that off. Now, if it was the Wolfenstein guys, I'd be like, hell yeah, dude! Like
Yeah, they do.
those
I
games are
would
so
love to
tongue
see
in
that.
cheek that
Yeah.
um, those games know how to laugh at themselves and at like tragedy in general.
Yeah.
So it's uh, I don't know if the Call of Duty writers can do that. I just don't. I don't really trust them to to
Yeah. Like
nail a
there's a cool
story like that.
concept there. There's a cool concept there. And so many people do the high castle thing where it's like, oh, the Nazis won World War II. This is what the world looks like under Nazi regime, which is interesting. But we've seen it before. You know, Wolfenstein did it before the High Castle series did it,
Yeah,
and I would love to see like where it never ended. Like again, conflict still going, what the world looks like after like 60 something. I'm not a history buff, so I think World War II was like 60, 70 years ago, but I might be wrong. But I love to see what that looks like, where a world just completely ravaged by world war for the almost 100 years, you know, more than 50, more than half a century, what that looks like, what race relations look like, what um relations to other countries look like, you know, what the economy looks like, what the average citizen looks like. I would love to see that. Or what technology look like if we just had to progress to killing other people. You know,
yeah,
I would love to see what that looks like. But I don't think they're gonna touch on it. As cool as it would
yeah.
be to see, they're not gonna touch on it.
So
Um,
good question. Good question, Dark
yeah,
Sage.
good question, man.
I didn't know where you were gonna go with that, but that is a good question. That that sparked
But that
some
makes this
interesting.
fun. You know,
Yeah,
that's what makes some fun of it doing it live, man. Um,
definitely though. If you have not played those Wolfenstein games,
do it.
definitely
Oh, for
play
sure.
those. That goes for everyone. Like those
Yeah.
games are phenomenal,
Yep.
and
They're on
it's
Game Pass right now, so go check
oh
it
they are
out.
on game. They are on fucking Game Pass. Oh my god, forgot about that. I need to play
Yep.
those again, man, because they're just so fun. They're
They're
just
good,
so
man. They're
good.
really
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Okay.
Some more news. ROM site owner decided to fight Nintendo in court and lost 2.1 million. If you guys remember, there was an issue a while back where Nintendo was shutting down a bunch of ROM sites that hosted ROMs of their games. One ROM site owner decided to fight back and not back down from cease and desist orders, and he was uh, charged in court and ordered to pay $2.1 million to Nintendo
Yeah.
for a copyright infringement
So
and charging paid
here's the
subscriptions
thing
to their
about
content.
this. Here's the thing about this, which this is really slow news week, huh? Because this one's just
Yeah,
not. I mean, this one's just not even worthy of talking about. But here's the thing about this is that this is not really a win for like anti emulation or whatever the fuck. Like this
yeah.
is not a
There's a
win
lot
for
of
that.
nuances in this
This
that don't
is
the headlines don't talk about.
the real message here. The moral of this story is never fucking try to defend yourself in courts, because you are a dumbass. I don't mean you as in like you. I just mean like people are idiots, and you're going to end up saying some dumb shit that's going to
Yeah,
bite you in the ass because you don't have your story straight. Um,
yeah,
like get a lawyer, and they're gonna make sure you don't say anything that's gonna fuck you over. Because what this
yep,
guy did is he basically he denied that he wasn't breaking any laws and he hadn't uploaded any ROMs to the site. And then later on down the trial, he admits to uploading ROMs to the site. Basically, And that's like what most of this hinges on is him just doubling back on the previous
Yeah.
statements he'd made, um, which is
And
ridiculous.
not just that, but he also like it wasn't like EMU Paradise or something where he was just uploading them free to download. He was charging like a subscription
Yeah, yeah,
to download this. He was directly profiting off of it. So already like putting them up online to dump for free is already a legal gray area. But if you're charging people for it, that's a no-no. You're getting fucking hammered, dude. Like don't.
yeah.
How are you thinking?
Um,
And I just want to point out that he's lucky. All they did was send him a cease and desist. They didn't like take him to court for anything. They're like, "Hey, knock it off," and he was like, "No." And now he owes all this money.
um, yeah. Don't do what this guy did. I mean,
Yeah.
we all know we can just go to archive.org and search for N64 ROM pack and just get a full pack of N64 ROMs. I mean, you can do this with every platform. I mean, we all know you can do this, and it's free. You don't have to pay any subscription. It'll give you a torrent, so you can just torrent the whole thing. And I mean, we all know we can. I don't have to tell you that we can do this, but you know we can do this. If you don't want the whole thing, you can just go in there and they have individual. So if you just want like GoldenEye's coming up a lot today. If you just want GoldenEye, we all know you can just go over there and just download the zip, get GoldenEye, get Banjo Kazooie, you know. You want some PS3 games, they got those too.
Oh
But I
yeah.
don't have to tell you that because we all know that, right? Okay, so um, yeah, just don't don't try to defend yourself because you're
Yeah.
an
Don't.
idiot.
Yeah. Those who can do. Those who can't pay someone else who can.
Yeah,
Perfect example. I built my own computer. I have no problem doing that. Any tech issues with my computer, I can figure it out by myself. But I will gladly pay someone to change the oil on my car because I don't know how to do it, and I fucking hate working on my car, doing
yeah,
anything for my car. But I'm mature enough to admit that.
yeah. Don't try to save a
Okay.
quick buck, being like, oh, you know what? I think they they're gonna like overcharge me for stuff I don't need. Like an oil change turns into, oh, you got to take a look at the carburetor. Oh, it's the alternator. Or you got a problem over here. No, 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 no. I'm gonna take it into my own hands and not let them overcharge me for stuff I don't need. And then all of a sudden, you got you got car mechanic simulator going on, and you got 13 wrenches. I don't know where I'm going with this. Try to get a
You
little
started this
conclusion
analogy, you
there.
didn't know how to
Yeah,
finish it.
yeah,
But yeah, point is, like, this dude, he was already doing some shady shit, paying us, charging a subscription for these ROMs. And he should have just backed down when they sent the cease and desist, but he didn't. Instead, he wanted to represent himself in court instead of hiring a lawyer like a fucking idiot. Now he owes $2 million because of it. So,
yeah,
this isn't a question about video game preservation or copyright laws or lost media, anything like that. It's just a dude being a fucking idiot and paying the price for it.
yeah.
All right, moving on to some quickies. Can you actually take over the section? I gotta take a leak.
All right.
Yeah, just two
The
minutes.
God of War PS5 release has been pushed to 2022. This comes straight from Sony Santa Monica Studio, who actually they changed their Twitter name to Santa Monica Studio is hiring. So if there's any aspiring game devs out there, maybe throw your hat in the ring at Santa Monica. That would be a dream place to work because they do great work over there. But basically, not much story here. They've delayed, which I don't know if they actually said that God of War was coming out this year. If they did say that, I didn't believe them. But they're pushing it to 2022, and I think Cory Barlog came out and said, "No, this is not Sony saying, hey, delay a game. This is me, the head of the studio, coming out and saying that we should delay our game so that it's not fucked up." Which that's good on you if you know that your game needs more work. CD Projekt Red, you should delay it so that it doesn't come out and be a fucking mess. Which the last God of War, that game got like delayed like 3 times, I think, didn't it? I don't know who I'm talking to now. I'm talking to you, the audience. I think that game got delayed um, a couple of times, maybe. But yeah, it's just you gotta know when how much time you need to deliver a quality product, especially now when everyone's working remote and COVID kind of fucked things up. It's good to know how much time you need. Joker says what? Um, so
What are you asking? Like
what? Am,
what to what?
the original
Busy
God
with
of
that game
War,
right
the
now.
original God of War got delayed like a couple times, right?
I don't remember. But
Uh, Tro-
even if it did or didn't, like, with especially with things like Cyberpunk, and it's just delay the game, man. If you need some more time to make the game you want, just fucking delay it. What's the problem? Just
yeah,
delaying it, man.
this is the
I get,
one game.
shareholders get upset, but don't fucking rush it.
This is the one game that I will buy a PS5 for. This is it. I mean, Ratchet and Clank is close. It's got me like biting my lip a little bit. But like this, absolutely, when this comes out, I will buy a PS5 if I don't have one already, and if they're easy to get. But
Yeah, that's my
yeah,
big thing is if it's gonna be easy to get or not. It all depends on how easy it is to get. Because I could say back and forth like, "Oh, I want a PS5," but if I can't fucking find one, what's the point?
I will overpay for one for this game.
Oh, don't do that, dude.
That's
Don't give
how
in to the scalpers.
that's how confident I am in this game, and how confident I am that I'm going to love it and not regret buying a $10,000 PS5 to play it.
My God. Anyway, speaking of which, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart had a performance. Is gonna have a performance ray tracing modes with the day one patch. There's a video by Insomniac on Twitter, kind of showing off what the game looks like at 60 FPS, with ray tracing enabled. It is on Twitter, so prepare for some scaled down,
Yeah,
compress the shit video quality. I don't know why they fucking chose to put this on Twitter of all places. You can't really enjoy the quality of it on Twitter, but whatever.
yeah,
The game still
yeah,
looks good. Like I love the dimension swapping, how it's with the SSD, it's seamless. Being able to load up new levels, new dimensions and shit with seamless integration. I love that. And this is like a game changer, man. I can't wait to see more games really
yeah.
use the power of that SSD. But we'll have to
The
wait and see what they do.
the reviews are out for this. They're coming out, and seeing a lot of nines, a lot of tens, eights, nines, tens
Good.
for this. So I'm glad.
Good. Yeah.
Definitely, I was never big into the Ratchet games. The first one I really got into was that reboot they did to coincide with the movie,
Dude,
and
same. Same.
I
And it was
like
awesome.
absolutely loved it. Yeah. So again, I this would be the one game I would buy a PS5 for, but not. You forget that Sony is trying to push this whole thing that our games are worth $70 now, so fuck you and pay us. Uh, and I'm not quite down with that just yet. So,
I like how you're willing to overpay for a PlayStation because of scalpers, but not the games for it.
oh no, God of War would be worth seven. I'll pay $300,000 for that game. I'll pay whatever they ask for that. It's worth it. But Ratchet, I'm not like. It'll be a good game. It'll be like a game that's you know, it's a 3D platformer, action platformer. It's this game has been made 1,000 times. I don't know if it's like really doing anything fresh for me to warrant like a
All the dimension hopping stuff looks really cool. And again, the power of the SSD that lets it just flow seamlessly would be really cool to see. We'll have to wait and see when it does come out, when we fucking can get a hold of a copy and a system to play it with.
yeah.
It looks good though. It looks good though. And no shit talking there because I love the reboot they did. I loved it a lot. In more news, we got a look that Microsoft confirmed that the Xbox Series X and S will support FidelityFX Super Resolution. Now, I know what those words mean individually, but together, I had to do some research. Basically, it's a system on the Microsoft consoles that allows for to achieve higher frame rate and resolutions without performance power being used up on it. So with the hardware that's on it now, you can actually see improved frame rates and resolutions to your games, which is cool to
Well,
see, you know?
yeah, what it is, it's an AMD thing.
Yeah.
It's a direct competitor to Nvidia's DLSS thing, where it's like, oh, this is so DLSS is like AI, machine learning upscaling. So basically,
Yeah.
you run a game at a lower resolution, and then it'll upscale to a higher resolution without any performance hit. Basically, what your TV does if you like run a game, if you run a PS4 game, it's running at 1080p, but your TV is gonna upscale it to whatever resolution.
Yeah.
Kind of, but it's like the way your TV does is a shittier version of it's a shittier version of that. It's a really like quick and dirty process. So it's better if it's done like on the system because you can get really really better, much better image quality.
Yeah. Better image
And
quality. It's a one-to-one like translation, so you don't have to worry about
the
third-party software having to get involved with it. It's all done natively. It's good.
and
Just go smoothly.
for a while that was one big advantage that Nvidia had was DLSS because it was just you could just run games and it would look like 4K, but you wouldn't get that performance hit of running at 4K. And
Yeah.
that was like their huge advantage because it was just so it's just much more performance and it just looks like 4K. So now AMD finally announced it for their cards, and the good thing about it is one, the consoles are using AMD hardware, so they can take advantage of this. I don't know. Apparently, Microsoft saw this coming in advance and put extra hardware in the Xbox that was built to take advantage of this. Whereas the PS5, I don't think, even though it is using AMD graphics, it's not. They didn't look in advance at this specific feature set. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like I thought that they both could take advantage of this, but I guess what's happening now is Microsoft said, no, we thought ahead, we planned for this. It's going to support it out the gate, whereas Sony might still be figuring it out, but I'm sure they'll get to it because it's open source, so anything can use it. Even if you use NVIDIA graphics, you can still use it. It's like free sync, um, like anything can use it. So hopefully both Sony and Microsoft will take advantage of it. But right now, Microsoft is confirming that yeah, both Series S and Series X. Series X probably doesn't need it, but the Series S will definitely benefit
Oh,
from this.
definitely.
Um,
Definitely. It'll be
so
cool to see. I can't wait to see it get implemented more. We'll probably get some steady updates for games that are supporting it better and seeing the performance changes once it's
yeah,
more regulated.
yeah,
We also got a look at. Hold on one second. We had a little announcement on Twitter that Brad, Vinny, and Alex from Giant Bomb are creating Nextlander. It's a new podcast streaming project they're working on together. You can actually check out the podcast on Apple Music. No, Apple Podcast. Sorry, I forgot that's what they call it now.
yeah,
Apple Podcast had a little preview, kind of showing off what it's about. It was like a 20-minute, 28-minute video that was released yesterday. So go check it out. If you're a fan of the those Giant Bomb guys, definitely go check it out. They're a much more popular podcast and group of gamers than we are. So
yeah.
I don't think they need
Um,
our shout out, but
yeah, but I love these guys, man.
yeah,
They're veterans of the industry. They inspired me to do what I do. And when they left Giant Bomb, they didn't really say if or what they would be doing afterwards. So it's just exciting to know that they're still remaining in the spotlight in the industry. So yeah, so wherever they go, I will follow. I will continue being a loyal follower and servant to the overlords of Vinny and Brad and Alex. So yeah, next Lander. They did like a little stream on Twitch. They're also on Twitch. I think it's just twitch.tv says Next Lander. Um, yeah, great guys, hilarious guys. Um, so yeah, give them a listen if you're not
Yeah,
familiar.
for sure. Give them a listen. We also have an indie bundle for Palestinian Aid being released by itch.io. It's 1,022 different items. Not all of them games. Some of them are games. Some of them are music. Some of them are modules for tabletop games. It's a lot of stuff, man. 1,000 pieces of content. Over 1,000 pieces of content for $5.
Yeah. So here's the
You know.
thing about this, which is a caveat I will add.
Oh,
Um, all did it say all of it? Did it say like 100%? Maybe I don't know how much they're giving to the charity, but they are supporting the UNRWA, United Nations Relief and Works Agency, and they have a pretty controversial history and current.
really?
Um, so what I would say is don't give to this to support them exactly unless you want to. This is not do or don't. I'm saying here. This is just like FYI. Pretty confident, pretty shady organization. They've had
Yeah.
some pretty big controversies in the past, but I will say pretty damn good pack if you want these games. I remember they did this. Was it last year they did it with Black Lives Matter?
Yeah.
Um, racial injustice and equality bundle or something like that. It was called,
Yeah.
and
Which was similar. It had just about as much stuff. I think a lot of the stuff that was in that bundle's in this one.
yeah,
But five
and
dollars. I mean, $5 you get all this shit. Yeah, and
$5.
there's
I would say just
yeah,
if you're gonna put in for this, put in for it for the games that you're gonna get, and not necessarily to support that specific agency. If you do want to support um, some Palestinian relief, you can support the PCRF, which is a much better organization, the Palestine Children's Relief Fund, which I'll put this link in. Put that link in there. That is a much better organization you can support. So if you do want to throw some money to a very good organization, that's when you can support right there. If you just want the games, then you can also throw in for this bundle. Which there's a lot of good games in here. I know they definitely have Celeste is in here, which is a phenomenal game. They've also got uh, Glittermint Grove is in here. See, I don't even like look at all these, man. Baba is You was also in here, which is a very good, extremely good puzzle game.
yeah, dude. There's so much shit in here. It's insane.
But yeah,
And
I
it's
remember
not all
that.
games. It's stuff like soundtracks, stories,
Yeah,
visual novels.
some of it's like
There's
game
even
development.
modules. Yeah, there's modules for game development, and there's even some modules for tabletop games. I saw a 5e module in here somewhere. Like
Yeah.
there's some crazy shit in here, man. Go check it out for
Wait, let
sure.
me let me give the link for this as well. So I didn't do that.
Yeah,
But yeah,
look
that
at you
that the
doing your homework.
the racial injustice bundle they did, like there was a lot of stuff in there, but I kind of like you. They have good thumbnails here, and a lot of them have like animated gifs, so you can like see what the game is. And there's a lot of stuff that's in here that I'm like, huh, I kind of want to check that out. There's a lot of hidden gems in here that um, you probably never know, but a lot of games start off on itch.io and then
Yep.
like blow up and then end up on everything, and then it's the next big thing. So you could have like the next big thing might be in here somewhere, and you'd never know. There's
Fucking
some
nuclear
stuff,
thrones on here. Like,
yeah. Yeah, so
Some cool shit in here. But definitely
definitely
go
check
check
it
it
out.
out for
Yeah.
sure. We also have, here we go, the E3 schedule and press conference information.
Yeah.
So we actually do have conference times and schedule dates and stuff. First, we are starting Thursday, June 10th with the IGN pre-show set to start a little bit before 10:30
We don't care
because the
about
Summer
IGN.
Games Fest starts 10:30. Yeah, we don't care about IGN. Summer Game Fest starts at 10:30, June 10th. June 11th, we're still having some IGN stuff with Coach Media having a time slot. Right now, it's not available, but they're estimating
No, you're
their
looking at the
conference is about
IGN.
3
You're
o'clock.
looking at the
Yeah, I'm
IGN
looking at the pre-show times. I'm
column.
fucking dumb. Yeah, I'm fucking dumb. I'm fucking dumb. So Coach Media is having their show at 3 o'clock Pacific time, 6 o'clock Eastern time, June 11th. Gorilla Collective is having their stuff 8 a.m. June 12th Pacific time. Oh god, there's a lot of stuff here. Do we want to go over all of these or
No, just
get
I
the heavy
posted the
hitters?
link. The link is in the chat.
Yeah,
Uh, but yeah, I guess the important ones to me.
yeah,
I'm interested in seeing Devolver. Now, look, a lot of people love that Devolver show that they do, but
yeah, including me.
I'm of the mind that their only good one was the first one they did because one, it was just so unexpected and they kind of just nailed it. It was like lightning in a bottle, man. They just nailed exactly the sentiment that people have with these E3 conferences, which is just a bunch of like talking heads and we just want to see the games, and they just made such a mockery of the whole like pony show that these conferences are that
Which is funny because I don't think they were officially at E3 that year, right? Like they
yeah,
just
yeah,
this was like some ridiculous. That was the same year they didn't go to E3. They just posted this online. They framed it like it was an E3 show to like fuck with people. And they also had their booth was across the street from E3. They
yeah.
didn't even have a booth at E3 that year. Like, and it was really cool, like you said, because it was a lightning in a bottle thing. Now everyone is doing their show online. Everyone doesn't have nobody's actually at a physical E3 conference now, so
But it's even that like
where it's not so special anymore.
they're like Devolver themselves, their attitude has been uh trying to recapture that, and I just don't think it works anymore. Like it
It
was good.
doesn't.
It was good that first time. It was just so good, but now they're trying to like do it again and again. It doesn't work for me.
I still think it's funny. I get a good kick out of it. I like it
Yeah,
when companies doesn't take themselves too seriously and they're just like, we're here to fuck around, have some fun, and show off some games while we're at it. And they always show off cool projects, so I don't mind it. I
yeah.
love anything Devolver puts out. It's at least worth looking at. And
Uh, Microsoft and
Microsoft
Bethesda
show.
is on
Yes, dude.
Sunday. Super excited for what they have because
Dude,
they've been hush
same.
hush. They've been hush hush for a very long time.
They
Aside from like the
have, they
big
have.
names like the Halos and the, but even Halo we don't know much about since they delayed it. So
Yep. So I'm excited. We're gonna see some shit for Halo. Maybe we'll see some shit for Elden Ring. That's another one that they're working on right now with George R. R. Martin with Game of Thrones, right?
yeah,
And God, Star Citizen was another one they were working on. They had God, what else do they have? I'm just talking about Bethesda shit right now. Elder Scrolls 6. But even
yeah.
Obsidian with their game,
Avowed,
Avowed, we have that to look at. Plus any other thing they can think of. Plus,
but
as a
that's just the
yeah,
stuff we know about because
yeah, dude.
Microsoft's
I
been
know. I
buying
can't
studios
wait.
left and right. They just have there's so much stuff we don't know about that they've been working on. Like when they reviewed the Perfect Dark, which I'm still not sold on them doing right. I don't think we need another Perfect Dark, but you know that was a very time and place type of thing. But we'll see what they do. Like I'm
Yeah,
curious.
yeah, and that's what it comes down to right now. To curiosity. Plus, as a Game Pass subscriber,
Yeah,
I know I'm getting all this shit. Most if not all of this shit with my subscription. So I'm excited. I want to see some cool shit. I can check out day one.
yeah. And then
Another cool
Nintendo's
one. Yep, Nintendo's June 15th. Can't wait to see that. I
If
want to see
they
all the cool shit they're announcing.
if they
Hopefully,
reveal a Super Switch or Switch Pro, whatever the fuck
hopefully,
they're gonna call
yep,
it,
they'll announce a Switch Pro,
Switch
or
U.
I can finally see some shit on SMT5 because I haven't heard anything about that since the game was announced when the Switch was announced. We'll have to wait and see.
Frugal Vegan in the chat says, um, Al Jazeera has 2019 reports on UNRWA authority abuses of power. Maybe that's what I'm referring to. I'm referring to there's like a lot more.
Yeah,
Like
I googled some shit after you brought it up, and there's a whole like list of
they
controversies
like
and super
like
sketchy, super
they've
sketchy.
like indirectly funded terrorism. It's yeah, it's there's a lot. There's a lot with those guys. So I'm just saying if you're like trying to contribute, maybe not to those guys, but I can't deny that that's a good pack of games. So I don't know. It's your morality call to make. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, so that's the guide there for conference times and stuff. I didn't know it was starting this soon, maybe because like I didn't care about anything outside of like Nintendo and Microsoft. So anything
yeah,
outside of those dates I didn't really pay attention to. It will be cool to see though. Anytime E3 comes around, it's cool to see some of the cool shit that gets announced and looked at. So we'll definitely have to wait and see. Now June 10th we'll have their Summer Games Fest, and then from there the real shit starts to hit the fan every day. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm excited. I'm confident this year is going to be a really cool year. Joker's asking if anyone's heard about the Ninja Gaiden series. Yes. And there's a Ninja Gaiden collection coming out. When is that coming out? Like June 11th?
it's coming up later in the show. We're gonna talk about that.
Ah, there you go.
So
Wasabi's already on it.
on it.
We got some videos and trailers. So there's some cool shit in these trailers to look at. No Man's Sky's new Prisms trailer looks really cool. They're adding all kinds of shit, new visual features, technologies. The game looks a lot better than it used to with things like volumetric lighting, upscaled resolutions, rideable creatures are fucking. I don't know why that wasn't a thing originally. It's so weird that that
Um,
wasn't in there.
it was, but they've added like there's ones that fly now that you can ride on, and I
That's
think
so
there's
cool.
like underwater ones you can ride on now. It's I mean they're expanding stuff that I don't really care about.
Yeah, you keep saying you want more shooting.
I just want more
You want more shooting stuff.
combat. Combat is
Yeah.
what I want them to focus on, really. And people are gonna say, "Well, it's not a combat game, man. It's an exploration building game." And I'm like, "Okay, but you can turn your you can turn your mining laser into a shotgun. Okay, if I can do that, I should have some shit to shoot at."
I agree. Like I'm I'm gonna I'm going to support your opinion by bringing up a hypothetical here. If Mass Effect Andromeda, had the same exploration as this, it'd be a pretty cool fucking game, right?
I
Like,
thought it would. By the way, I thought that game was gonna
yeah.
be like a Destiny, but you could just get in your ship and fly to planets and do all that shit. Like,
Nope,
yeah,
definitely not. So this would be cool to see. If we had No Man's Sky exploration with like Destiny style combat, it'd be a pretty cool fucking game.
That's what I want.
Um,
That's what I want.
yeah, I know that's what you want, and I want that too. And this looks cool. Like this still looks pretty cool. Like what they're trying to do. This looks. I've been saying every time they announce a new update or expansion, I say this is the game that they promised when they showed it off originally.
It is the
And
game
it's
they
really,
promised. Yeah,
yeah, and it's really sad that like, well, it's getting that attention again. People are checking it out now, and people are like playing it now. And I feel like some of the sourness from it is kind of gone now,
yeah.
and it looks cool. It looks really cool. It's on Game Pass, so I might just bite the bullet and download it, but I'm still playing Mass Effect, so I might hold my breath on that a little bit. It looks neat though. And this is something that's really cool. I saw this when you sent me the show notes yesterday, and I've never heard of this before. But Nvidia released a trailer for Lego Builder's Journey. It's an official GeForce RTX reveal trailer showing off PC enhanced ray tracing, ambient optimization, global illumination. This game looks fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's a simple puzzle game, but visually it's astounding. It looks like the Lego movie, but better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is crazy. I love the way this looks. And I'm so sad we just got like a 30-second trailer for it. I would
Well,
love to see more Lego games take on this kind of attitude, or like a Lego simulator. We already have like PC building simulators. Why not like a Lego set simulator
um,
using this engine?
yeah, there is. I mean, technically, not technically, but like Minecraft is that for a lot of people, right? Like a lot of kids today, their Legos are Minecraft and Roblox, Fortnite to some degree.
To an extent. And as cool as that is, like this is I would love to see like an officially licensed Lego thing with this using this graphical style. It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting like 30, 40 seconds to
I like
watch this play out. Like,
the animations are like really weird. Like the
yes.
waterfalls and like the dripping like mud water is like crazy.
Yeah, and what's cool with that is that it looks like stop motion Lego, which is why I like it.
Yeah.
And it's got the stop motion Lego look, which is what the Lego movie did, something similar. Even though it's all CGI, they made everything look like stop motion Lego, and I love that.
I prefer
Even like if
Legos when they didn't talk.
you I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
I think some of the dialogue's really funny, but there's something I want to show you. Look, take this video to about 12 seconds in. Look at the fucking detail on these blocks here. Like, the blocks have like scratches and cracks, and it's not like the same pattern. Like it looks like random scratches. That's insane, dude. That is insane. Are you seeing this shit?
Yeah, yeah.
Like the bumps and scuffs and oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah, there's one with like bite marks in it, like your dog got to it.
Yeah, dude, it's cool. It's fucking cool. I really like this. I like this a lot. And that's kind of the idea of Lego. You know, you have different Lego blocks from different sets. So maybe you have some sets that are older than others, colors that don't match up.
Yeah,
It's
they
really
should
cool.
do
I love this a lot.
the Mega Blocks DLC where it was like, yeah, well, we got this is what we could afford, so here you go, and then none of it fits together. You're like, fuck.
I love that. But that looks cool. We also got to look at the Crisis Remastered trilogy. I've never played Crisis. I've heard good things about it. I've never played it.
I
But this
remember
remaster of the trilogy looks really cool.
I remember
Looks
when
really pretty.
Crisis 1 came out and I bought a Game Tap. Was it Game Tap? This is when like game streaming was like new.
Oh
I
yeah.
tried like a game because no one had a PC that could run it, so you could try to like stream it using, I think it was Game Tap at the time. It was like streaming, and it didn't even work on that. But they like advertised it as don't have a system for Crisis, we'll use Game Tap, and it didn't even work on that shit. It was terrible. Like it ran, like it, you could launch it, but you couldn't fucking play it at all. And that was my only experience with Crisis. Even though I have all of them, I've not played them.
I've not played any of them. I don't own them. Never bought them. Never played them.
The
But
only
this
thing,
remaster trilogy looks pretty cool.
yeah, I remember B.O.B., the rapper, did a remix of Frank Sinatra's New York, New York for Crisis 3, and it slaps.
I
It
remember
slaps.
that. I remember seeing that like in trailers and shit.
Yeah.
He did it with Alicia Keys, right?
Was it Alicia Keys? No, that was Jay-Z.
Oh, I'm looking it up right here. 1 second. No, it was Alicia Keys.
Was it? Okay. Are you sure?
Oh, this is like, hold on. Oh, here we go. There's the cool part. It's like a whole ass music video. Hold on, I'm putting it in the stream chat. There it is. There it is. Yeah, this is it. I found. Hold on, I'm sending it to you in the stream chat. 1 second.
But that, in my opinion, the best thing that came out of Crisis. Why does your
God, this
thing
is so
like?
good.
Why does your thing attach the channel thing to it?
What are you talking about?
I've never seen that. Well, whatever.
What are you talking about? What did it do?
Okay, I guess it is Alicia Keys. Are you sure that's Alicia Keys? I know they put Alicia Keys. It says featuring Alicia Keys question mark. Uh,
What?
I'm
It
almost
does?
I'm almost certain it's not. It was not official video for this is some random guy putting this video up, but
Oh, I didn't
I'm
even see that. I thought it was like some official thing.
I'm certain it's not Alicia Keys.
Oh,
She has a
well,
song
then I'm
called
dumb.
New York about New York, State of Mind, but it's not like.
I think that's where I got it mixed up then.
But I guess other people did too, because
I think that's where I got it mixed up then. But yeah, this song fucking slaps. I remember seeing this shit in like promotional material and it fucking slaps.
yeah, it's definitely not. You can listen to that and go, that's not Alicia Keys.
I was like skipping through it, so I was like, because I haven't heard this song since like God, when did this game release? Like 2011, 2010?
But the song, this isn't even.
Joker.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah, it's like halfway through.
Fire.
Yeah, dude, it's so good. It's so good.
But
God damn.
yeah, so
So good
that's why
slaps.
whenever I think about Crisis, that's this is what I think of this song. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's time to go back and like load this up. I know Crisis is not a good game.
And the remaster's coming out, so check it out then.
I think is I thought this had already happened, but I guess it was just that first game. I guess.
Yeah, the first one got remastered. This is a whole trilogy.
But yeah, go back and play these.
Yeah. And some news that's going to excite everybody. We got a look at Psychonauts 2. We got a look at a gameplay level. Game Informer was talking about it, showing it off. I need to go back and play Psychonauts. I own the first Psychonauts, but I never
Yeah.
finished it.
So here's the thing, man. Okay,
Oh, here you go.
Psychonauts. It's very much a game of a time and of a place, right? Yeah, even Psychonauts 2. So if you make a game like this, man, it's very reminiscent of the way games used to be made. I and look, I backed this game. I'm excited for this. I backed it on Fig, like when it was first announced. Still excited for it, but I don't know if the general public, if this is going to excite them the way it excites me, because it's very much a game of an era, and that era has come and gone. You know,
Man,
it's like
it's not like it's well,
ukulele.
ukulele, yeah.
Like those games are
But then you
great.
look at but then you look at a Hat in Time, and that did really well.
Yeah,
Well, I
yeah,
guess Hat in Time was a smaller game. There wasn't like as much expectation for it. But
yeah,
this looks cool though. Like I'm not a big. I never finished Psychonauts the first. Not Psychonauts. I never finished it. So I don't have like this.
I
I
would
don't have
say
this attachment to it that a lot of people do. But this looks
that
really cool.
that
Like it
game
looks
is
like a lot of fun.
very good. It's very good. It's hard to go back to, and I'm seeing a lot of elements of that in this, where it's like, okay, yeah, you guys are like trying to make what that game would be, but in like 2020 times, like, but it's still like very reminiscent of like that kind of game, which I don't know if people are gonna accept. I don't know if people want that. It's the same thing with like
Well,
Perfect Dark. You're trying to make Perfect Dark, but you're
yeah,
gonna have to like really make it not Perfect Dark. See, you get there's two audiences here of the people who love that original game and the people who want
yeah.
something more modern and very much not that original game.
I hear ya.
Whereas like this
And
Psychonauts,
I feel like this is gonna be for like that audience that likes the original game.
yeah, see, that's what
Which
it looks like to
kudos
me.
to them for sticking to their guns there. It's probably not going to sell that well, but kudos to them for sticking to their guns on it.
Yeah.
I love the creativity of this though. It's like I don't know if you listen to the Game Informer video here, but they're talking about this whole this mental dreamscape here is like a casino, but it's also mixed with elements from the character's time at a hospital. So it has all these
Yeah.
weird casino neon lights mixed with like hospital imagery, like medicine and surgical equipment. It's really cool. I
Yeah, that's
really
the
like
thing.
it. It's
So
so
you're
creative.
the whole thing about Psychonauts is that you're jumping into people's minds. So you're seeing
Yeah.
all of their personality and emotional baggage, they call it, is like spread throughout the level design of each level. So like
And
in
it's
the first
genius. It's
yeah,
genius the way it does it.
like in the first game, there's one of the first worlds you jump into is the mind of a guy who's like your camp counselor, but he was like also like an ex like military vet. So he has a bunch of
Yeah.
like baggage from like his times in the military and shit like that.
Yeah. And the
Um,
levels are based off of like trenches and
yeah,
there's a lot of like military imagery and war imagery. It's really cool the way, and it's all platforming. So you're platforming around this like dreamscape while you do it. It's
yeah.
really cool. I like that. I feel like I like the concept of it, but if I go back and try to play it, it's going to be a little rough. I don't know. I'll give it a try again. I own it. I don't know why I stopped playing it. I
I
didn't
think
like
they've
what I was
modernized
playing.
it. It's easier to go back to now because they modernized the controls. Like before,
Yeah.
you needed a PS2 to play it, but now it's on like PS4 and it's on PC on Game Pass. It's on modern shit now, so you can actually play it.
Yeah. That'll be cool to check out. I might go back and play it. I love me a good platformer, and this looks really cool.
It's a good game. It's
If I can get
hilarious. It's
into it and
funny.
fall in love with it,
It's
yeah,
very well written.
yeah.
Yeah,
And announcement that surprised me. I never heard this was happening. We got Alfred Hitchcock Vertigo, which is a narrative adventure game, according to their description, freely inspired by the movie masterpiece directed by Alfred Hitchcock.
yeah.
And yeah, I can definitely see where it's loosely inspired by Vertigo.
So I'm not
It's
familiar.
such a Vertigo is a well, it's a movie by Alfred Hitchcock, and it's considered like a cinematic classic.
Okay.
It did a lot of things. How can I word this? It did a lot of things cinematically that we take for granted now. It's a really interesting movie. It's really old though. Did not age well. Definitely did not. Well, it depends on who you're talking to. I don't think it aged that well. And if you don't like old black and white movies, you might not like this one.
Is it like
Although I think
your
there's like a color version of
movie
it, but
snobs will talk about the impact of like Citizen Kane? Is it like that?
a lot like that. A
Okay.
lot like that. But I'll argue it's easier to watch now than Citizen Kane is.
Okay.
And it's such a weird idea to basically make an adventure game. Not it looks kind of like a Telltale game based on what the trailer showing off here,
Yeah.
off of Vertigo, which could be interesting if you just adopt the idea of Vertigo and convert that into a game. It could be something pretty cool.
Man,
I would like to
Telltale.
see what happens with this.
The Walking Dead was like simultaneously the best thing and the worst thing to ever happen
To
to
adventure games.
yeah, because on one hand it like streamlined the entire thing. You're not like the one thing I hate about adventure games, which like Grim
The
Fandango is
bullshit.
like
Yeah.
yeah, the bullshit where it's like, oh, this is great. I really want to experience the story here, but I have
There's
to
so much bullshit in the
take this.
puzzles.
I got
Like,
to take this item and use it on everything. Use everything on everything because I don't know what the fuck you want me to do. And that was a
and
frustrating
God
thing about.
forbid, like you got to find the right order to do it in too, because
Yeah,
some
yeah.
puzzles need more than one item.
Um,
And it's like it's fucking. I remember there's this one puzzle in Grim Fandango and I like Grim Fandango when it got released on PlayStation 4. I got it on PlayStation Plus. I played it and I was like, I really like the story. I like the characters. The dialogue's really
yeah,
funny.
yeah.
But there's this one puzzle I was struggling with for like 30 minutes. I could not figure it out. And I looked online, found the solution. I was like, well, that's bullshit. And I turned it off and never played it again.
I just pulled up a guide and just used it the entire way through just so I could get the story because the story's really good. But that's the thing, you
Yeah,
gotta go through the
I liked what
bullshit.
I was experiencing until like I got to do all the puzzles and shit.
So I like
And
that. The Walking Dead to streamline all of that. It's like, no, here's the story, here's the dialogue. You just do it and go, and just get that experience. But that's what like every game has turned into that now. It's kind of like I kind of like the middle ground of yeah. I kind of want to walk around and like talk to everyone and get because sometimes you use an item on someone that you're not supposed to use, but they always have something different to say, and I kind of like that about it. Um, but I don't know.
so did
The
you like kind of side tangent, but did you like Tim Schafer's game, Broken Age? Is that what it's called? Broken
I
Age?
loved Broken Age, but it was the same thing.
Yeah.
Um,
I thought it was a good like middle ground between like, the
it
cool
was it
story stuff
was
streamlined and the puzzles were there, but it wasn't like stupid bullshit.
yeah because that I didn't really need that much of a guide for that one.
Yeah.
It was stuff that was pretty logical, and the puzzles when they did get difficult, you basically just had to whip out like a pen and a pad and just like draw stuff. And I like that when you
Oh
have to
yeah.
solve the puzzle externally, and then take it back into the game. It's like okay, I figured it out. I like that.
Yeah.
But when it's
And it
some
still had
ridiculous,
some of that dumb bullshit too, but it wasn't like too frustrating.
yeah,
Like that one with the was that knot puzzle. I fucking hated that
oh yeah,
puzzle. But in
oh
hindsight, it's
yeah,
really funny. But in
um,
hindsight, it's really funny. Like it's a really funny puzzle,
yeah.
even though it's bullshit at the time when you do it.
Frugal
I don't
Vegan
know.
in the chat said it'd be nice if those games had a puzzle hint option where it basically just tells you what to do. Yeah,
Yeah,
um,
I wouldn't mind that.
I think some of them did start to lean towards that. Um, I know Thimblewood Park,
Or
Thimblewood
Thimbleweed Park.
something, Thimbleweed. I think that does that where it
Yeah,
has those like the old school mechanics of it has like the talk button as a use button. But I think it does have like a hint system. I think some of the like the
yeah,
remasters that came out did like Data Tentacle. I think does it.
yeah.
Um, yeah, but
I mean, I'm just guessing it's like a telltale experience based on the trailer we're seeing here for Vertigo.
the art
I'll definitely
style,
keep my eye on it. Huh?
like the art style looks very
Yeah,
Telltale.
yeah, it does. It looks very telltale, which I don't know why every like adventure game needs to have that style. And it's
Yeah.
not Telltale that does it, fucking um Square Enix did it. No, don't who was that? Those guys.
Don't
Don't
nod.
Fly? Is that who did the yeah,
Don't
Don't Nod?
nod.
Yeah, they have a same. You can stick those characters in the Walking Dead games and with very little there's very little discrepancy between their
Yeah.
designs.
Which okay, the good middle round, Supermassive. The is it Supermassive or the the Man of Medan guys and the Until Dawn. Like
Yes, that's a
that's a
great
good
middle
middle
ground.
ground.
Yeah,
That's a good middle ground.
yeah. I agree. I agree. And I would love to see more like that. So hopefully it leans more towards like the supermassive design with a telltale art style. And I can see why the telltale art style is like so appealing. It's a not a very expensive art style to put together. It's kind of low resolution. There's not a lot of work that goes into developing character models in that style. So we'll wait and see what Vertigo looks like. I'm definitely keeping my eye on it just because it's such an interesting idea to me. Again, it'd be like if someone made a Citizen Kane game and just like put that out. Like that's so cool to me to like imagine. I
Yeah.
want to see if it's going to be a piece of shit or is it going to be cool. We'll see. We also got to look at a new game called Terra Nil, developed by Devolver Digital. It is. Let me see if I can try to describe this. It is a real-time strategy, environmental. It's like a
they
real-time
have a
strategy game
there's a
with like,
description in their description.
yeah.
A lot of videos don't do this. They have their own description for the video in the description.
Here we go.
But
Yeah, it's an open-ended strategy. The
basically
open-ended strategy
it's
progresses through multiple stages of restoration, including. So yeah,
it's Sim
it's like
City,
an
but
environmental.
it's
Yeah,
Sim City, but like you're creating an environment for wildlife to live in and prosper instead of humans, basically.
Yeah, which I totally fucked up trying to describe it. I'm glad you like said things. I was like, I don't know how to fucking describe this.
Yeah,
It looks interesting though. It's a really cool concept, and I like this idea that you're basically like reforesting the world, trying to bring animals back, some life back. It's really cool, and I like that. And I want to see how far that system goes
yeah,
into managing these elements. That looks really neat, and I like it. And anything Devolver Digital puts out, I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. You can check it out on Steam right now. It hasn't had a release date announced yet, so you can add it to your wish list if you're interested. It looks cool. I like what I'm
yeah.
looking at here. We also got to look at Palia, which is a MMO game where you can build a home and a life and meet and befriend a compelling cast of characters and experience an evolving narrative with other players. It
Wow, that was a
looks
good description.
that's exactly what it says in the fucking video, so I hope so. They describe it as a community simulation MMO. So not too dissimilar to like I'm trying to think of like Animal Crossing with a more realistic art style. I say that in parentheses
Yeah,
compared to Animal Crossing.
it's like the Harvest Moon games that have been coming out,
Yeah,
like Stardew Valley, but it's 3D, full 3D, and multiplayer MMO shit.
yeah, which could
Uh,
be interesting. You know, there's a market for something like that for sure.
yeah,
So it would be cool to see. I really like the art style for this game.
yeah, it looks like World of Warcraft.
It looks a lot like World of Warcraft, like a little bit nicer.
Yeah. Um, there's a lot of
This is definitely
there's a lot
something
of
for my wife,
trailers
though.
coming out right now that have this very
Yeah,
green theme, like very happy green theme, in a lot of the trailers coming out now. Which I don't know. That's just the mindset right now. It's just like, hey, we've been in a dumps lately. Let's make something more
more upbeat.
appealing.
Yeah,
um, but shitload of trailers coming out, and a lot of
oh
them are
for
just
sure.
it's just like this.
Now here's something that I really like.
Yeah.
Jay and Silent Bob Chronic Blunt Punch. It's a beat 'em up, a side-scrolling co-op beat 'em up featuring Jay and Silent Bob from the Skewverse movies. I fucking love this, dude. I love
Yeah.
this.
Yep.
The music fucking slaps. It has this like hand-drawn 2D art style, kind of like Streets of Rage 4, but a little bit rougher, but more cartoony. So you have like those smear frames and those motion lines. It's really cool. I really like this. I like this a lot.
Yeah,
Like this
I'm
game
a
looks like it has sense of humor I'm into.
it's dumb, which is why I like Jane Silent Bob's
Yeah,
because it's stupid, but I like stupid comedy. So,
same. And those of you who are friends of the show, you'll know that we covered something similar. This isn't the first Jay and Silent Bob 2D beat 'em up. They had another one called what was it? Like
the
Mall
mall,
Brawl?
yeah.
Mall something. It's at the end of this trailer, so you'll see it. But it's like an 8-bit like 8-bit god damn it, Double Dragon style beat 'em up that's already out, so you can go and play that now if you really want to. But this looks incredible. Like I actually really, really like this.
Yeah.
And according to the trailer here, it's out now, according to the YouTube video.
Oh,
Yeah, in the description, IGN says it's out now. So that would be cool to check out. I'm probably gonna check that out right now. I love me some beat 'em ups. I love me hand-drawn 2D art in video games. And I love some stupid comedy. And this is all three of those things. So, fucking give it to me. I'm down. I'm behind this game 110%.
yeah.
We also got to look at Palworld,
Okay, so this,
which,
I like to put the good ones
yeah,
last.
yeah. I knew you'd be bringing this up. So you want to
Yeah.
tell people kind of what this is.
Okay, so we all want to think about fucking that Pokemon Arceus game as being like it's Pokemon Breath of the Wild. No, motherfucker. this is more Pokemon Breath of the Wild than that will ever be. But not only that, it's got like fucking guns for some reason.
Yeah, I was like, what? The first time I saw this trailer, I saw this like forever ago. It's got like third person shooting, and
Yeah,
this isn't like Mario shooting with like, oh, here's some cute weapons. These are like AKs, like assault rifles. That's an M4 that bitch was holding. Like, what is this
but
shit?
then at some point there's like a Pokemon sweatshop where they're like building guns. And I'm like, what the fuck is this game? It looks stupid and awesome and amazing and just the exact kind of dumb shit that I like.
Yeah, and like she just picked up that sheep thing is like a shield. Like I like the way you could use these like creatures
Yeah.
because look, there's a million different ways you could use them. Like in the beginning of the trailer, she was like flying on one and like shooting a guy while she was flying on this bird. And there's also a point where they're like building a house with her. And there's a point like halfway through where there's like an animal on her head and it's like shooting where she shoots. Like it's crazy. Like the creativity you could use these creatures is really cool. And I'm kind of into this, dude. I think I want this.
Yeah. So these are the guys. These guys made Craftopia, which I think when
Oh,
in one of the previous shows where Uncle Dolph was on, he was talking. I think he mentioned this, and I didn't know about it before that. But like this is what I'm looking for, man. I mean, not so much like in terms of like I want Pokemon to do something like this where you can take your Pokemon and do what they're supposed to do in the world. You can do with them, so you can use them as you can use your electric Pokemon as a generator to generate electricity, or you can use your cow Pokemon and have them crop, doing crops for you, or you know, that's what I'm expecting out of an open world Pokemon game. That's the kind of shit I'm expecting. Uh, and you're not gonna get that from fucking Arceus, okay?
Arceus.
Arceus is it
Arceus.
Arceus?
It's Arceus.
Okay, whatever. Fuck, man, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, this looks incredible. I saw this on Twitter a while ago, and it looks really cool, man. I don't even know like how I feel about it. It looks so weird and dumb and interesting, but I want it. I really
Yeah.
want this. You could add it to your wish list on Steam right now. That's what I just did. This is set to come out according to Steam 2022. And I really like this. I want to see more of this. I'm definitely following this game.
Yeah.
Joker, even Joker's like, come on, Wasabi, you're better than this. It's Arceus.
Okay, I've only seen it written, man. I've never seen it pronounced.
Point is,
Um, but
Palworld looks fucking dope.
it
It
even
looks
does a
dope.
thing in the beginning. It does a thing that Breath of the Wild does, where like you're running and then it does a little sweeping landscape thing.
Yeah,
But even like
but it
some of
looks
the other
cool.
stuff they show, where like they're fishing and they throw the electric one in the water, and it shocks
Yeah.
all the water stuff. Like that's the kind of interactions that I'm looking for out of Pokemon that you don't get. So I don't know. Yeah. But from what I know about Craftopia, which is these guys' other game, is that they kind of didn't get all the way there to what you'd want. I think that's what Uncle Dolph said when he was on. So like I'm hoping that everything that this promises or looks to promise, it will deliver on,
Dude,
um,
same. I
or that they
really, really like
stick with
this.
it for a long time. Because Craftopia, I don't even think came out of early access, or maybe it did, but it's not been a while since that's been out. So I don't know, but
There is, dude. Look, I don't know if you checked out the comments on this video, but there's some fucking
yeah,
bangers here. Everybody ganks until Pokemon are enslaved to make guns in a factory. I went from, oh cool, another monster raising game to laughing uncontrollably at the ridiculous amount of blatant in your face monster cruelty.
yeah. This is good, man. I just need this needs to come out now though.
Yeah, dude.
I
I,
don't know
I
if I
really
can
want to
wait
see
for
this. It's coming
this.
out 2022.
Need
So it's
to.
definitely coming out after Arceus. So we'll see what the reviews look like for Arceus and when this comes down.
I'm just gonna quickly wish list this.
Yeah, I already did. It looks dope. But no, this looks fucking cool. I like this a lot. We also got some game releases. We got Chivalry 2 is coming out on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. That's coming out June 8th. I thought Chivalry 2 was already out. Guess not.
Um,
People like this game. I've never played it, but people like this game.
yeah, it's one of those games that people. I think one of the big things. It's like DayZ, where people like to role play heavy in this game.
Yeah.
I think it's big. It's big for that kind of interaction. But I think the combat system, I think, is also pretty tight.
Yeah.
I never played it, but that's one
Yeah,
of the
me
big
neither. I might
things.
check it out eventually. We'll see. We also have Edge of Eternity's finally coming out again June 8th as well. So that's out today. You can actually buy it now at a reduced 15% off if you pick it up right now. Those of you who don't know, Midgar Studio was a company that put this game together. A small, like, basement company basically that put this together. This game got kickstarted, God, what, like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, something like that. And it
No
was
idea.
promised to be like a return to form style JRPG. They dropped names like Lost Odyssey, Final Fantasy X with their pitch. It's taken a bit of a turn. It was a regular, just turn-based RPG. Now it's got this like grid-based combat, which I'm okay with. I know
I
turned a
mean,
lot of people off of it, but I'm okay with it.
you got your Fire Emblem in my Final Fantasy.
No, it's got D&D in your Final Fantasy.
Oh, even worse.
Shut the fuck up. I love D&D. But this looks cool though. I like the way this looks. It's $25 right now, 25.49 if you pick it up like right now. Normally $30. I think it's worth looking into. I
Yeah.
like the concept of it. They're promising like 50 hours of gameplay. I don't know if that's straight story or story and side content, but it looks interesting. And last time we talked about this, the game didn't look too impressive graphically, and it looks like there's some tweaks here to kind of fix those criticisms we had.
It looked good. It reminds me of like a Final Fantasy 13.
Yeah, it reminds me of Final Fantasy 13, but like not the straight last gen console, like the PC release they did later.
Yeah.
And I like it. I like it. I'll have to wait and see what people say about this. Reviews are pretty positive for it, so I really want to check this out. We also got Neptunia Reverse coming out on PS5. I don't know anything about these Neptunia games, so what is Reverse? Is it like a collection or is it like a remaster?
It's a re-release, a re-release of the first Neptunia game, which had
Okay.
already been re-released on
Okay.
PS4. Uh, Here's the thing. Okay, so this says in our notes here, I put specifically Neptunia Reverse PS5.
Yeah.
I couldn't find any information on this as to why they need a specific PS5 version of a re-release that already exists on PS4. That's a re-release of a PS3 game that, when you look at it graphically, it's not a game that warrants, you're not going to sit here and tell me, oh yeah, we added ray tracing to this anime game, or, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
what?
I'm watching the PlayStation trailer showing off the PS5 version,
Okay.
and they're basically talking about like, oh, you can unlock all these characters in the start. Look at all these outfits and equipment, but they're not talking at all about like graphics. So it looks like I don't think they did anything graphically.
I don't, yeah, so I'm not totally sure why they need another re-release of a game that's already been re-released on PS4. So there you go. That's the story of this franchise in a nutshell. Uh, they're actually not bad. They're not bad RPGs. They're actually quite good.
Yeah.
But once you
Everyone
play
tells me they're
one,
not bad. There's like a fucking million of them.
if you
And
play one, you played
yeah,
them all.
yeah,
Mostly. So there's some like spin-offs that are different. Like there's like an action one, and but the main series is pretty good. Just straight up good RPG shit.
yeah.
Um, so just play one and then be done with it.
Good review there. The next day, June 9th, we have Alba, a wildlife adventure coming out on Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series X. We talked about this game before, I think. It's like an island survival game, not too dissimilar to like Stardew Valley or like Animal Crossing,
Yeah.
but it's got this like narrative behind it where you're like saving creatures, taking pictures of animals. And the description says to save your beautiful island and its wildlife and possibly start a revolution. So I don't know what that's about, but it looks cool.
It's a really cute game. It's
Yeah.
overwhelmingly positive on Steam,
Yes.
which means it's probably something you need to check out.
Yes.
That should be my
It
wish list, but
looks,
it's not.
yeah, same. It looks really cool. It's $17 on Steam, so maybe worth checking out.
Yeah.
That's dropping on everything outside of Steam June 9th. So tomorrow, get ready to pick that up if you own a Switch, PS4, or any other current gen systems. To this, I didn't know this was happening. We got No More Heroes and No More Heroes 2 coming out on PC tomorrow as well.
This was announced pretty much when it happened, like a couple days ago.
Yeah, dude, I didn't know this was happening. So that's cool to see. There's no word yet if No More Heroes 3 is coming to PC. So far, it's still a Switch exclusive until someone says otherwise. But, here's a chance to play No More Heroes now to those of you who don't have a Switch to play it on. I do own a Switch. I did buy No More Heroes on Switch, and it's not bad. It's pretty fun. There's a lot of stupid bullshit in there, but when I was told that was there on purpose for a narrative reason, and
From what I told, the stupid bullshit is intentional.
yeah, and it must not have been that intentional because they fucking take it out in the sequel. So, but whatever. It's still a fun game, interesting game. Art style is really cool. The world's really cool. Characters are really cool. So definitely check it out. I think it's worth checking out. I don't know how much it's going to be on Steam, but on Switch it was only like $20 for each of these games. I would say it's worth $20.
Yeah.
Oh, and Fantasy Star Online 2, New Genesis coming out too. Moving
That's
on.
what we're here really here for. That's what we're really here for. So New Genesis, they're making a new Genesis. It's coming out tomorrow. No, it flew under a lot of people's radar, but it's happening.
Despite your best efforts to talk about it and spread the good word of Fantasy Star.
um fucking love this game, dude. Love it.
Yeah.
Love this game. Uh I actually mistakenly thought it was happening today and I psyched myself up a bit and got disappointed. So yeah, it's happening
Disappointment
tomorrow.
is immeasurable and my day is ruined.
No, it kind of is actually, because this today is my day off, and I can't play it all day like I wanted to. But yeah.
So
So
Joker is asking here, and I think you're qualified to answer that, Sabi. Joker wants to know if you should get Fast and Furious on his PS4.
uh, is that are you joking, Joker, or is that a serious question? Because I can't tell. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Unless it's free, and even then, no.
It's
Uh,
like, no, shit, no, man. What the fuck is wrong with you?
that game
Get your ass
fucking
kicked saying
sucks.
something like that.
Okay. That game fucking sucks. I bought it and played through it. If you want to watch it, the whole playthrough is up on YouTube. But basically, it amounts to I bought a $60 game for the lulz and it wasn't worth it. So, do with that information what you will. Uh,
Moving on. It's all about family, is what Joker
no,
said.
yeah, but that's a family. This is a broken family, dude. It's a nuclear family there.
Nuclear family is like the good family, isn't it?
Is it?
Isn't
I don't
that like
know.
the term?
When I hear nuclear, I think
Yeah.
bad. I use that term not knowing what it actually means. So
Yeah, a
so
nuclear family is the basic like familial unit, a
oh
couple and their children.
well, that family needs therapy. So yeah, I would not adopt those children.
I would not
Find
adopt
them
those kids. I
find them
wouldn't
a
pay
new
child
home.
support. I just leave, move to Mexico, and pretend they
Oh
don't
yeah,
exist.
oh yeah,
Start a new life somewhere else. Maybe come back into their life when they're adults just to fuck with them and leave again. But
yeah. That's one of those things that, like, how did that get made? It's so perplexing.
money. I don't even know if it really made anything though. Like news got out. Nobody thought it was going to be a good game, and news got out that it was shitty pretty fast. So I don't think anybody was really like excited for it.
Not only is it shitty, but it has like it's $60 and it has DLC on top of that,
Yeah,
and and it has a online mode with no one playing it, and no one was playing it when it launched. I can tell you that. I can verify that. Um, so yeah, not even if you're curious, don't buy it.
yeah. We also got a announcement for June 10th. We have Chicory, a colorful tale, releasing on PC, PS4, and PS5. It's a overhead 2D puzzle game with a coloring book like art style. The puzzles involve you painting in designs, painting in objects in the environment to solve puzzles and progress forward. Looks really cool. I like the
Yeah,
art style. It's a really cute looking game. I don't have
uh,
anything bad to say about it.
very unique concept too. I like games that try new ideas. This is a one I've never seen before.
Yep. This game,
Aside,
oh sorry.
I was gonna say the only thing I've seen like mess with like painting like this is the Unfinished Swan.
I remember like a small game nobody played back in like early 2000s called Magic Pen Gel.
Uh,
It's like a 2D. No, it's not a 2D. Sorry, it's a 3D turn-based RPG with like monster hunting mechanics. But the gimmick is that you draw up your own creatures. This came out in like the PS2, so the drawing software wasn't exactly the best, but it was a thing that happened. But this looks really cool.
yeah.
Yeah, it's coming out June 10th, so in 2 days you can pick it up on PC, PS4, and PS5. I say go check it out. I might look into this. I like the way this looks. We also have Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade coming out on PS5 June 9th. This is the full bundle with Final Fantasy VII Remake and the Intergrade expansion included.
$70.
$70.
$70.
And yeah, so
And that's
I don't know
just
how I feel about that.
that's the standard edition. The deluxe edition is $90.
What the fuck? Why is that a thing?
This
I'm like
game,
a little pissed off that's a thing, dude.
yeah, this game is over a year old now. Right, 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 right. Yeah,
I don't know. When did FF7 Remake come out?
not like early 2020. It was like one of the first games that came out in 2020, like February. Um, yeah,
Um, was it in February? I could have sworn it came out like later.
I think it was early. I'm pretty
April
sure.
10th.
Okay,
April 10th.
two
So
months.
yeah, over a year. But
Um,
yeah, so that's happening. So if for some reason you want to play that, you can do that. Or I think if you have the PS4 version, it's a free upgrade to the PS5 version, isn't it? So
yeah, but
theoretically,
it doesn't
you
come
know,
with. Does it come with the
I don't
DLC?
know.
Because they're marking that as a thing that's included with this. Like it's
Okay,
not.
so maybe it doesn't then. I don't know. But point is, that's coming out June 10th. If you absolutely have not played FF7 yet, you don't have a PS4 to get it cheaper on, because you can get the game cheaper right now on PS4 and buy the DLC separately. That'll still be cheaper than a $70 package.
Well, yeah, but that original is still 60. I can't believe they're still charging full price for this.
Yeah, digital, but you can fucking.
Well,
If I
yeah,
go to GameStop right now, I could probably get it for like what, $40 maybe. Let's find out. For shits and giggles, let's find out.
yeah. But
It
if
is
you're
$35
nice,
for PS4
nice,
at GameStop right now.
they do have an all digital console. So if you're like me, who would have bought that or did buy that, then you're fucked. You're getting
Yeah,
fucked.
you're fucked.
And
You're getting fucked.
you can't even, since they do have like their stores locked down, you can't even go to like Amazon and get like a digital, or like Green Man Gaming sells digital keys. Like you can't even go anywhere
Yeah.
else and get it.
Frugal Vegan was saying it was free for a bit on PlayStation Plus. It was. There's some caveats.
Yeah.
One, it's not free anymore. So if you're barely jumping on that bandwagon now, you're fucked. Also, the PS Plus version was not upgradable to PS5.
Yeah. That you are excluded from the upgrade if you have that version. So
Yeah, so that sucks.
Sony knows what they're
And
doing, man. They know they can
yeah,
fuck
dude.
people. Like it's the same. Like when those PS Plus games come out that have both a PS4 and a PS5 version, but you only get the one version. Like that. That's
Yeah,
fucked. That's fucked.
yeah, it is. I agree. We also have Ninja Gaiden Master Collection coming out June 10th for PC, Switch, PS4, Xbox One. It is a total collection of all three Ninja Gaiden Sigma games. Looks dope. You know, if you like Ninja Gaiden, I haven't played Ninja Gaiden in years, so I might pick this up. I love me some action games. I think Ninja Gaiden's hard as fuck, but you know, I'm older
Yeah.
now. I'm a wiser, better gamer, so maybe I
Every
won't get
time
as fucked as
they
I was when I was a kid.
re-release these games, they made them a little easier.
Oh, did they? Well,
Yeah, they
this is
would
the
like,
Sigma version of it, so it's not like a new version we haven't played yet. This is the Sigma version,
yeah, the
which
Sigmas. They add like they add more checkpoints, they add more save points, uh, like that. I know for a
it
fact.
made the
And it's just
bosses themselves like harder though. That's the thing. I remember playing Sigma 1,
maybe,
and the bosses themselves were like tougher. So it wasn't as punishing because if you got killed by a boss, you didn't go back as far.
yeah,
But the boss itself was hard to get past to make up for it. At least that's how I remember it. Um, it looks cool. It's coming out June 9th, so that definitely be worth checking out. I like me some action games, so this looks like fun. I might pick this up if I have time to play it June 10th. And June 11th, we have Game Builder Garage coming out on Switch. Oh
yes,
man, I really, really want to check that out. I
I
can't
would
wait till
be
that comes out.
getting this day one. Now, due to unforeseen circumstances, my Switch is banned from participating in online activities, but I can
What did you do?
nothing. Uh,
You just got this shit working, and now you can't do anything with it.
oh no, this was before. This is like I put
Oh, it's
RetroArch on
before the
it. I
betting.
hacked it. I
Okay.
hacked it basically, and then I put RetroArch on it, and then went online, not hurting anyone. Just went online with it with a hacked Switch, and they banned me. So fuck those guys, dude. Which I don't even want to pay for their online service anyway. But you know, I might have dipped in just to like try out some of the. I don't know if this even has like shareable. It has it. You know, fucking Nintendo will Nintendo the fuck out of anything they do. So I'm
Yeah.
sure they fucked this up somehow, where like you can't share your levels easily, or here's a 37 digit code to put on Twitter so you can share your levels or something like that. Um, I'm sure they fucked it up somehow because they find a way. This game's only $30, which is awesome.
Yeah, I really like it. It's doing the Dreams thing that's PlayStation did, but it looks a lot simpler. It's easier to digest, and it's only $30. I really, really want this game. I'll probably be picking that up when that comes out. I really like it. We also have Guilty Gear Strive coming out on PC, PS4, and PS5. That looks fucking dope. Guilty Gear Strive looks like a lot of fun. That chick with that like astral wolf thing looks fucking cool. I really like that. I'm playing so many games right now. I don't have time to invest in a new fighting game, so I'll probably pick this up like way later once the meta's been discovered and I get my ass kicked joining an online match because everyone's better than I am.
Yeah, my favorite Guilty Gear character has always been Eno. I know. I don't know how to say her name. Someone gonna tell me I'm saying that wrong too. But she's the one that has the guitar, and she has a bunch
Oh
of like
yeah.
guitar-based moves. I always thought she was dope as fuck. Not that I'm good.
I always thought Kai was pretty cool. Kai, what's his name? Keski? Yeah, Kiski. He's the dude with the katana. I think he
Oh,
does like lightning attacks or something. He's really cool. I also liked June. What's her Kawadaberry? Kawadaberry? She's like she kicks.
oh yeah.
I like her a lot. Yeah. But no,
Oh yeah.
Guilty
Then they
Gear
have like
looks
a
cool.
trap character too.
The trap character who you talked about.
One of the characters is a trap. I think Bridget. Is that their name?
Oh, like literally like I thought you meant like mechanically, like they're a trap
No.
character. I was like, what are you talking about? I know what you're talking about with the yo-yo.
Is that the one?
Yeah. Yeah, Bridget's a man or a
Um,
boy. I don't know. Japan's weird.
I always
I think
liked and
Bridget's like
hated
a
this
young
game
boy.
because I'm bad. I'm bad at these games, but they're like so fun to play until you find someone who just destroys you, and it's like I don't want to play anymore. You're
Yeah,
not.
yep, that's usually how it goes. We also have Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart coming out June
Yeah.
11th. So stay tuned for reviews on that. We'll see if it's worth getting a PlayStation
The
5 for.
reviews are
Probably
out.
not.
I think the reviews are already out,
Are they?
but
And
it's a
they're pretty positive
$70
so far.
game. $70 game. Sony thinks that they are worth $70, and I'm here to tell you they're not. Uh, no one is. I mean, look, charge what you think your game is worth, but they are the outliers here, and like EA thinks. Wait, has EA done that yet? They did with their like sports games.
They've released like $70 versions of the game that like actually have all the content.
Uh, but a game like Ratchet and Clank, that's just like a straight up linear platformer that you're gonna play once and then put on your shelf, and then it's gonna collect dust. Not worth $70.
Yeah, I agree. It still looks cool though. And I'll probably get it when I get a PS5, but I'm not gonna buy a PS5 for it. It's
Yeah,
not. And that is it for all our releases, man.
yeah,
Is it for the show? Kind of slow news week, but we still managed to squeeze 2 hours out of this somehow.
yeah. Still Newsweek, but there's a lot of just rumble
Discussion.
happening.
Yeah.
A lot of trailers. I was thinking of just making this like a trailer episode, but that's not a good for like people that just listen and don't
Yeah.
watch. So, but there's a bunch of trailers. If you're looking for trailers, IGN had like a week where they were just putting up trailer after trailer after trailers with a bunch of trailers. I'm sure I missed some, definitely missed some, but
Yeah. If there's
bunch of
anything we missed, let us know in the Discord. We're
yeah,
pretty active there. I try to respond to everybody at least a little bit on the Discord.
yeah. Let us know what you're excited for this coming E3 season. It's gonna be hot, man. Gonna be
Yeah.
hot.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Gameoverse.com/Twitch, Gameoverse.com/YouTube, Gameoverse.com/Discord, Gameoverse.com. Go there.
Frugal Vegan says he's excited for the Harry Potter game that's coming out. I forgot that's a thing. I can't wait to see that at the E3 actually.
Gross. It's disgusting. Harry
My
Potter.
wife's a huge Harry Potter fan, so that's why I care.
Never been a Harry Potter fan. Never tried to though, so maybe that's on me. I watched
I
that
mean,
first
it's
movie
okay.
and I thought it was all right. Yeah, my mom got me the books for Christmas, and I was like, "Where's my N64 games, huh?"
I was the same way. Mom got me the books, and I was like, I wanted a Game Boy.
Yeah, exactly. So but yeah, that's gonna do it here. thanks for joining us, guys. Thanks to
Yeah, guys.
what was that guy's name? Dark Sage 9117 for that good question
Yeah.
earlier. That was really good.
Yeah, thanks, Dark Sage. If you guys want to chat, you know where to find us.